Well, good morning. Today is Friday, November 1st. A new month, a new chance, a new beginning. Every month, every day is a new beginning. Every single day is a new beginning, but it's a whole new month. But we have birthdays today. Today is Jacob Phillips' birthday. So Jacob, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jacob. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Just got a leg cramp. Do you get those every once in a while? I get them in my inner thigh. I mean, TMI, I know. Just all of a sudden, I don't know if it's just the way I'm sitting or what, but it's like a Charlie horse in my thigh. It's annoying, let me tell you. But it's also Kirsten, Kristen, Kirsten's birthday. So Kirsten, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kirsten. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Martha Porter, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Martha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Nancy, and the name of her channel is Pumpkin Girl 1950. Nancy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nancy. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And wouldn't be complete if I didn't have a name I couldn't pronounce. Kristen, Kristin. That's easy enough. Salamandyk. Salamandyk. I'm going to say that the K is silent. Salamandyk. All right, Kristen says, stop it, Sandy, stop it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kristen. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope you all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you have a great birthday today. I got an itchy nose. I got to kiss a fool. I'm just sitting here watching my birds. They're just going crazy. I filled my feeder up. It's so cool because even my neighbors have noticed, because Edie over at Edie's Adventure sent me a solar-powered birdhouse, and so at night it lights up. I don't get any birds at night though, but it's kind of cool to see it lit. Depending on how much food is in the feeder is how lit up it gets. But when it's pretty empty, then the whole thing lights up, obviously. But I'm just enjoying, and I don't have all the big bully birds. The big bully birds have flown south for the winter now, so I just have the tiny little ones. And it's the first year without the tree, so we're going to see how that goes. I still have my little shrubs where I like watching them. They build their little nests in my shrubs, and then they come out, and it's like a bed and breakfast. They go into their little bed area, sleep, and then they come out and feed, and then they go back in their little bed area. And so we're not supposed to, they're predicting more rain than snow this year, so we'll see. I don't really trust the Farmer's Almanac that much, but it's I always like to read it every year just to see how close they're going to get to getting it right. Who's to know? But as I'm enjoying the birds, Christy has a gazillion million squirrels, and one of the reasons is because she feeds the squirrels. And not only does she feed them, she puts food on her porch, and so they're sitting at the door, looking in the door at the dogs. So we went there last night for Halloween. So let me show you a little clip of a few of the wide variety of squirrels that Christy has. Christy feeds the wildlife.
He's eating a Hawaiian pretzel bite. I don't know if the gray one. Oh, there's another one over there happened.
There they are. Look at, she's got all kinds of squirrels here. Yeah, Christy has black squirrels. She has brown squirrels. She has gray squirrels. I have like one brown squirrel that comes around here, and it just makes my day. I know, and I know people that have all kinds of squirrels go, Sandy, you can have my squirrels. You can have them. I don't know what it is. I know they're a rodent. I know that. There's just something, I'm so fascinated by them. They're just so free-nilly that they can go anywhere they want. When I was growing up, there was always cats everywhere. I mean, people nowadays don't let their cats outside, mostly because they declaw them, which I don't like that either, but I can understand why you do it. You don't want them to claw up your furniture. But I've had probably, how many cats have I had? I think I've had 5 cats in my life. Of me, like not when I was a kid, but since with my kids, and I'm trying to think. We had Minnie Moo, we had Billy, we had Donald, and we had Donald again. We had 2 Donalds. My first Donald he was a smart cat. He was like, he thought he was a dog. You could throw a ball and the cat would run and get the ball and bring it back and drop it at your feet so you could throw it again. Most cats are kind of aloof. They don't care, you throw the ball. If I feel like getting it, I'll get it. If not, I'm not going to get it. But Donald was a really good cat. But he just died of old age. And then my second Donald the second, was just a stupid cat. That one always went outside. And he would like to, which I knew, but I forgot, is he'd like to get under the car and sleep on the top of the tire. And obviously it got ran over by a car. And then we had another cat, Minnie Moo, that when Christy would do her paper route, she used to deliver the Macomb Daily, and she would deliver it. She didn't deliver it on a bike. She just liked to pull a wagon, and the cat would walk along with her. And she used to get so annoyed because the cat would walk with her. Everybody in the neighborhood loved it because they'd say, "Oh, you're here with your little cat. Look at Minnie Moo." And she'd be aggravated with the cat. Oh well, I know, silly memories. But anyway, I told Christy one of these days that one of those squirrels are going to run right into the house, and she says, "Nah." Yeah, they are. They're going to run in. But we sat at her house. We went over there because she was giving out full-size candy bars, let me tell you. And we had like, not even the first kid come, and Mary called me. She thought I was at home, and she said, and she was scared. I could tell it in her voice she was scared. And she said, "Could you bring me to the hospital? Because when I go to the TMI, but when she had diarrhea, and it was all blood." And so and that's one of because of her liver disease, she doesn't clot properly. And they told her if there was ever an issue to bring her to the hospital. So I said, okay, I would bring her. So I borrowed Christy's car and brought her over to the hospital. And Don because the hospital's right next door, but it's next door, but it's like a little bit of a walk next door type of thing. And so I picked her up, and Don was in the middle of finishing up their dinner because they were having a roast, and he was getting it out of the oven and that. So he asked if I could just bring her over and drop her off, and then he was going to walk over there. And so I said, okay. So I had Christy's car, so I brought her to the hospital and dropped her off, and then brought Christy her car back. And then I told Jim, I says, I didn't know how long it was going to be before Don went over there. And so I asked Jim to bring me back, drop me off, and then come back and pick me up later on. So Jim went and brought me back to the hospital. She could have never got in the truck because that's kind of a climb up, and so she would have never been able. That's why I had to take Christy's car. So Jim brought me back, and I sat with her for a couple hours, and they did blood work and all that, and they found out. They think that what it was she probably had a hemorrhoid pop or something because they did blood tests, and they tested her stool when she had a movement there, and they determined that she was anemic, so they gave her a prescription for something, iron or something, to build up her anemia, and then but all of her other blood tests and everything checked out. So she did go home last night. She went home about 11 o'clock, but there was hardly any kids. And then when we came home, we could hardly, talked to a couple of the neighbors, and they said there weren't that many kids. I was texting back and forth with Edie, and she was saying I saw it on Facebook. I take that back. I saw it on Facebook, and she was saying how few kids came around. When I was little, way back in the olden days, you would stand in line waiting to get to the door to get the candy, and you'd have like a pillowcase full of candy, and you'd bring it home and dump it out, and then you'd go back out and get some more. You had enough candy to last you the whole month it seemed like you had enough candy to last you for the whole year, but I think our candy was gone before Thanksgiving because we ate a lot of candy, which is why we had a lot of cavities in our mouth. But and it just, like you were tripping over people on the streets. There were so many people out, and now it's sad. It's just really kind of sad, pathetic. The kids nowadays I know that, probably my grandmother thought that we were missing out on a lot of stuff too, but I really do believe that kids nowadays are missing out on so much. Everything is so scheduled. It's just, we didn't have the only schedule we had was we had to be home before the streetlights were on. We had to be home for dinner. If you weren't, in my household, if you weren't sitting down when my father sat down to eat dinner, you didn't eat dinner. So, and we always ate right around 5 o'clock. So you wanted to make sure you were home. And if he sat down, because one time I tried this, I kind of snuck in and sat down. And then my dad said, "What are you doing?" And I go, "What do you mean?" He said, I was already sitting down. And I go, yeah, I just snuck in like a half a minute later. He says, a half a minute too late. Goodbye. I was never late for dinner again. As you can see from my body, I've never missed a meal. But obviously, we always had a snack before we went to bed. My mother, the people, like you only missed. You really didn't miss it very often. If somebody missed, then you kind of learned from the other person. With 6 kids, and like I was the oldest, I kind of set the example. Okay, he didn't let Sandy eat. That's not gonna happen to me. I gotta make sure I get there on time. But we had a lot of rules. We did have a lot of rules, and you know what? I did get spanked, and my father did hit me with a belt. I mean, it was a different time. It really was a completely different time. But like if I did something wrong at school, I would never come home and complain that the teachers, gave me a punishment, because I'd get another punishment at home. It's like they always backed up the teachers, and they always backed up the adults. If you did something wrong outside, it just seemed like no matter if you were like a mile from your house, they seemed to know your parents. And they would call them and say, this so-and-so did such and such, and you get in trouble again. I know. Sometimes you look back and you think, was it really better? Even with all the political ads, and they go, was life so much better 4 years ago? Or, was it, did you have better things then? And blah, 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 and all that. And, we can always look in the past and think that things were so much better, but I'd like to think that in the future, everything gets a little bit better. It's nice to look to the past. It really is nice to look to the past and learn from the past and treasure some of the memories of the past and miss some of the good times of the past. But I'm not going backwards. I'm going forwards. And so I want to look to the future and know what's going on. And I'm always anticipating something better on the horizon. So there's always got to be something better. Maybe things were a little bit cheaper 4 years ago, but I wasn't making as much money. So maybe, I don't know. It's just all, it's this and that. And who's to know? It's just, like I said, I just want to keep looking forward. And, I could look back and say, you know what? Which I do, unfortunately. I do look back to 4 years ago, and I've already lost my 96 pounds. And I thought 4 years ago, I was 96 pounds lost completely. Now I'm like at 40-some pounds. So, I gained 50 pounds back. I can look in the past and say, it was nicer. And it was nicer. But that doesn't mean that my future means that I can't do that again. And I'm going to do it. I really am. So, anyway. Into November, Thanksgiving before you know it. Christmas music will be starting already. They started like the day after Halloween. When we went to Lowe's the other day, there was hardly any Halloween decorations up, but let me tell you, they had all the Christmas trees, all the Christmas decorations up. They just rushing everything. Life goes by too fast. It really does go by too fast. And as much as I like to anticipate something coming up, I kind of savor the moment that I'm in right now, because I know that this moment's only for now. It can only last as long as I let it last right now. And what's coming will come. It'll be here soon enough. Soon enough, it'll be here. So, all right, I guess I'm done babbling. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let's talk again tomorrow. Oh, speaking of tomorrow, Danny and Brooke are coming tomorrow, and I'm hoping that's because they called and they said, are you going to be home on Saturday afternoon about noon? And I said, yeah. Well, we were thinking we might stop by. Not that they don't ever stop by, but they don't ever call and make an appointment to stop by. So I'm hoping that tomorrow they have the blood results and I will find out the sex of my new grandbaby. If I do, I'll let you know. Okay, now I'm going to say goodbye.